What's going on, everyone? We are back, and we are going to be talking about the two pay-per-views with a very similar main event picture. We got Ring of Honor's All-Star Extravaganza and WWE's Night of the Champions.
I like it. I like it.
So what do we got? We got Jay Lethal defending his TV title against Bobby Fish. Then later in the night, he'll be defending the world title against Kyle O'Reilly. Where on WWE's, we have Seth Rollins defending the US title against John Cena. Immediately followed by a match with Sting for the world title.
I was just going to bring that up. That was the difference, and I think once WWE knew what the Ring of Honor did, they wanted to one-up them.
Yeah, their champ's got to look stronger. Well, what show was stronger? We're going to find out right now, and we're going to kick it off with Ring of Honor All-Star Extravaganza. And the first match of the night, Lethal versus Fish TV title. Pretty good match to kick off the night.
Pretty good. It started off a little bit slow, but it ended up being a really good match, and I like the ending to it.
Oh, man.
Because we always talk about grabbing the tights.
Grab the tights. You got to grab the tights. It's the best way to get a win. And Jay Lethal, who I wanted to win, by the way, I think we both did. That's what he did. He pulled the tights. He got the 3 count. And a win is a win.
It's a smart champion.
That is smart tactics.
Very smart.
Very
smart tactics.
Very smart. So the second match of the night, not in particular order anymore because I kind of forgot where things went.
Yeah.
But we have Silas Young, the last real man in professional wrestling. He's taking on Dalton Castle. Very eccentric character.
Yeah.
But the fans are starting to like him, and he's entertaining.
He's getting over. He's definitely getting over.
And he's putting his boys on the line for this one. If he loses, the boys go away. If he wins, Silas becomes one of the boys. And in a match that I thought was going to be a slugfest, ended up kind of being pretty slow.
I think it was the weakest match of the night, Ryan.
It might have been. It might have been. There's one other that might have been
close.
They're neck and neck. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But this one might have been one of the. It's definitely one of the slowest of two. And Silas actually pulls this one off. He wins, and the boys are going to become real men. Now, as we talk,
real men.
Real men. That's not for us to say what that is. I'm sure you can figure that out.
That's for sure.
Now, we were talking back and forth about this one. It would be funny to see,
some promos in the back.
Yeah, seeing some backstage, because Ring of Honor's not really known for their segments.
Yeah. Especially backstage segments.
You don't get too many of that. I think the last one I can honestly remember was like when, I think it was Jay Lethal, knocked Jim Cornette over a table.
Yeah.
We never saw him again.
Yeah. Yep. And they need stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch their show, which I know a lot of you out there do, if you don't, it's a good show. But they're focused on wrestling for like an hour.
Yeah.
And that's what you see.
Here and there would
a little segment would be nice.
Which I think we'll get out of this. Next up, we got the Briscoes, and they've been teasing a mystery team. Who would the mystery team be? Well, first you get the Romantical Touch come out, and then I pointed out to you, you guys didn't know who he was, so I'll let you know. He used to be partners with Kenny King before the whole shenanigans.
Where he quit, right? He just upped and walked out.
As the tag team champions.
Oh,
so,
man, is that a low blow to Ring of Honor?
That was a low blow to Ring of Honor. Then this guy, they tried to do stuff with him. I was never a huge fan of him. He joined Scum for a bit, and then after that died, they made him into the Romantic Touch.
Okay.
So he comes out, and I'm like, oh, what are they going to do? Make it like Kenny King or something? Next thing you know, here comes the real Rhett Titus with Kenny King, who's now back in Ring of Honor.
But I like that.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
Because I couldn't really think of too many teams.
No, I'm thinking you're getting Touch and Cheeseburger.
Yeah. Oh, Cheeseburger? Enough said.
Enough said.
And, to me, I like Jay Briscoe. Very good wrestler.
Jay Briscoe's brutal.
I mean, but he should be definitely a singles wrestler.
Definitely.
And they're going back to tag wrestler, which Mark doesn't do it for me. On my most hated wrestler, I hate the guy.
So that was a pretty cool moment. For TNA wrestling, it's not a cool moment because what's that, 10 guys they've lost in the last couple months?
Ton.
I'll briefly mention it. I didn't want to, but they did a thing where they fought kind of like a War Games match against Global Force's 5 guys versus their 5 guys. TNA's 5 guys were 2 Ring of Honor stars, an NXT star, and 2 WWE
You
stars.
were telling me that.
No original TNA.
Like, to me, that's a slap in the face to TNA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You had no original guys on your team.
Even if you bring them back for one night and pay them for one night, I would still do that. I think it would be at least a little bit cooler. But they didn't do that, so they dropped the ball.
And somehow Global Force lost.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
So
but of course,
losing. But that's too much TNA.
Always drop
too much TNA.
Wait,
too much TNA.
Ready?
Put him back in the box. Exactly.
Stupid box.
Ah. All right. So next up. Oh, by the way, All Night Express gets the win, which
was big.
Was big
to me
for them,
because they could have just let the Briscoes win.
Yeah.
And it was a good match.
And
it was
Mark
a good match.
They pinned Mark.
And they pinned Mark. So Mark, you suck.
Kenny King of the night. All right. Next up, Moose defeats Cedric Alexander in a no DQs match. How Moose won, though, surprises me because now we like Moose.
Fucking Moose.
Moose all day.
But, like, I talked about this earlier. You talk about Suplex City. This guy had, like, Chair Shot City.
Yeah.
This guy was getting hit in the head constantly.
Constantly.
And, like, I was like, this guy's going to pass away. They talk about hitting people in the head, but apparently Ring of Honor don't give a shit about that because this guy got hit in the head.
Moose got a Mankind beating.
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
ever
yeah.
seen one. No, it wasn't bloody by any means, but he went through ladders. He got his head cracked in numerous times.
Yeah.
So Moose really took a whooping, and somehow he pulled it out at the end, which, I mean, for his career, good. I mean, I guess in Ring of Honor...
It's a good baby step for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I would have gave it to Cedric based on the match, though.
Moose was a little bit sloppy in the ring.
Yeah, Moose was definitely in one of his sloppier matches, but it was fun. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
Not like the next match, which should have been, and now this is the one we were talking about earlier, might have been for slowest match of the night, and that is former Evan Bourne, Matt Sydal, and he took on ACH in what is being billed as the best of 5 series. This was match number 3. And
to me, that makes no sense because they're doing all these matches at house shows.
Yeah, so we never get to see them.
You never get to see them, first off, which is a big mistake. Then, if you're going to do this, why isn't this the last match?
Yeah, the last
out of
match.
The series?
The All-Star Extravaganza. Yeah. You want that final
last
match. Who's the best?
And you don't get that. Which, to me, they dropped the ball on that.
And plus with it being a slower match on top of that, because both of these guys, pretty good high-flying wrestlers.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I would have thought it would have been a great match. There's really not even anything to talk about.
It was just still.
ACH got the win.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on in the series. I'm thinking he's going to win the series, but that's for a later date. Up next, we have the Young Bucks versus the Kingdom versus the Addiction for the World Tag Team titles. Very good match. Super kicks all over the place. Young Bucks always do it for us.
Young Bucks City, baby.
Yeah, definitely. They may or may not have been at 2 pay-per-views, so the internet says.
Yeah.
We can only hope.
Yeah,
something comes to that one. But very good match. Kingdom ends up getting the win because one of the Addiction's men in the red mask, the KRD as they're known, came out and hit Chris Sabin's moves. They're making you think it's Chris Sabin turning on them.
Yeah.
However, I'm pretty sure it's going to wind up being like an Austin Aries or something like that. But because of that interference, the Kingdom gets their tag team titles. And I think I would have liked to see the Young Bucks get it, but again, they didn't win the tag titles, they lost their New Japan belts, and they were at another pay-per-view. We can only hope that something cool is going to come of that.
Triple H all the way. That's all I got to say.
He's got his fingers on the pulse.
Yes.
Up next, we got the number 1 contenders match, AJ Styles versus Adam Cole Bay versus Michael Elgin versus Roderick Strong, and I'm just hoping Michael Elgin didn't win this one, and guess what? Michael Elgin did not win this one. So, woo! Claps. All my picks kind of won tonight, too, by the way. Even though it was kind of based on the match I wanted Cedric to win, I was rooting for Moose. So far, pretty much everyone I picked to win matches or winning matches. Mark Briscoe was getting pinned. It's all good.
You had it right down the line, which was good.
Yeah. So AJ Styles gets the win. I wouldn't have minded him or Adam Cole. Either one of those would have been fine with me. But AJ's been back for like a year and a half, maybe 2 now.
He's been back for a good while now. I mean, he's still doing the New Japan, but I tell you what, he's pretty loyal to the Ring of Honor too, which you think him making so much money in New Japan, like, he wouldn't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you're getting that Bullet Club flavor with him and Young Bucks, which is always fun. But he's finally getting a title shot. And let's talk about who he's going to be facing. The world title was on the line. It's Jay Lethal versus the other half of Red Dragon, Kyle O'Reilly. Jay Lethal picks up the win on this one with a twist.
That's very true.
Adam Cole went heel, screws Kyle O'Reilly, who he's been helping out week after week. They're old buddies, Future Shock, all this. Adam Cole rejoins his buddies in the Kingdom. It must have been a swerve all along.
I like this step, though, because it kind of threw me for the loop.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming.
I didn't see it coming, and it's a good way to have Jay Lethal still keep the title.
And it was a good match.
Yeah, it wasn't like 5 minutes into the match, and they did.
There's all this interference.
It was actually a legit good match.
Very good. But we got to move on to another pay-per-view, and that was WWE's pay-per-view.
Yes.
And let's kick that one off with the kickoff show. Neville and Lucha took on Stardust and the Ascension. Stardust and the Ascension pick up the win.
Very good match.
Pretty much what we
predicted. Good spots like we predicted.
Not much to say.
Yeah, not much to say there.
Next up, I'm not sure if this was in order or not, we had Dolph take on Rusev.
I'm so over that.
I am too.
Summer Rae interferes by throwing a shoe, or a high heel, sorry.
Hits Rusev right in the nose.
Hits Rusev, and he loses.
Dolph gets the win for no reason.
It makes no sense. But hopefully this feud is finally over.
Yeah. I mean, we put him over in the last video, you know. I don't know that he should be world champion right now, but I do like him that much.
So I was right?
You were a little right.
Oh, a little. Hey, I'll take a little any day.
Right's good.
I'll take a little any day.
Right? I just think Rusev, probably the second most entertaining thing on the program right now, maybe behind...
I totally agree. I say New Day and Rusev.
Yeah,
like,
New Day and Rusev.
They, good segments, and they're comedians.
Yeah.
Like, they're funny.
And if you watch Xavier's YouTube channel, you see that he's right in there in the mix.
Right in there. He knows what he's doing.
Let's move on. The Shield, well, 2/3 of the Shield, they've got a mystery partner, and they're taking on the Wyatt family. Who could this mystery partner be? Is it MVP? Is it Kane? Is it Carlito, Caribbean Cool?
Carlito? I spit in the face.
So it's not Savio?
No.
Alright. Well, Y2J makes a stunning return. He got a little pop, but I think the most
no one wanted to see this guy.
No,
like, honestly, you could have probably, like, when I picked Rob Van Dam...
I'd rather it than Kane. I'd rather him than Kane.
That would have just been stupid. Yeah. I think that's why they didn't do it. But you could honestly brought Rob Van Dam out and someone was going to get a pop, regardless. It was just a stupid ending to the match, which the Wyatts won,
Jericho goes for the blind tag on Reigns.
Yeah.
Kind of heel turn for Jericho.
But what do you need that for?
He's not going
to be back probably in the ring for another 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Doing Fozzy, you piece of crap.
He's a huge rock star.
No one wants to listen to your music. You should do 1,001 ways to not listen to your music.
Break the walls down, folks. So after that, we got Nikki taking on Charlotte. The Divas title is on the line. Let's not mention the longest reigning Divas champion in history, the fabulous Moolah. But then how is Nikki the longest?
I didn't like how... I like how they were showing champion for champion. Like, who was the Intercontinental Champion, and they showed you all kind of different champs. But they were talking about Nikki being the longest reigning ever. No, she wasn't.
If you're going to say that Moolah and Trish Stratus count in that, you're saying the lineage of the women's title counts with the Divas title.
Yes.
And I think Moolah was undefeated for like 20 years.
It was something. It was more than Bruno.
Yeah, way more than Bruno.
It was crazy.
So where I sit, the women's title and the Divas title are not the same reign. I think eventually Bradshaw had to help everyone and point that out.
You know what? I usually badmouth Bradshaw, but that's where he had to step in and like help out a little bit.
Because it's absurd to show Fabulous Moolah and Nikki Bella and say, no.
No.
By the way, Charlotte won, which we all expected.
Which is good. Which they're starting to stir up the pot really good with that.
Yeah. Next up, Ryback and Kevin Owens, which actually started off the pay-per-view. And Kevin Owens gets the win, which I wanted. I'm sure you wanted it too.
Like I said, it's a good push for him.
Yep.
Which I think he needs.
And,
you can make the IC title important again.
Yes, and
finally.
he's the perfect guy to do it with, especially when, you wanted to do it with D-Bry, but, injuries happen.
You know what? I just don't like how they did it where he raked his eyes. He cheated to win. But who cares?
It's a rake to the eyes.
Who hasn't cheated to win when they're a bad guy? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And they're making it such a big deal.
You'd think he hit him in the balls with a sledgehammer or something. It was just an eye rake.
Yeah.
So Ryback, all this storyline does is make Ryback look like a bigger wuss than he probably is. I don't know.
And if you watch this match, all he did, you heard him talk about making the moves and that.
Oh, man, he was worse than Ken Shamrock.
Yeah, he was bad. I know he's bald and he has no hair to cover it up, but you were bad. You were bad.
It happened a few times throughout the night. I'm not going to just pick on Ryback. He was definitely the worst.
Yeah,
he was definitely the worst. New Day and the Dudley Boys are going at it. They're taking on for the tag team titles. I believe it was a DQ.
Yes. What it was is Xavier came in.
So the Dudleys don't get
the titles, like I said.
The titles, but both of them come out of it not looking
strong.
Weak, so.
Yeah, no one's weak. And you got to see Xavier go through the table with a 3D, which was cool.
Yeah.
And it cuts a good segment for Raw, too.
Yeah. So up next, we got our first of the double main event for Seth Rollins. He's defending the U.S. title against John Cena. And I was rooting for Cena.
I was, too, because if he wins, hopefully he brings back the Open Challenge. That's my biggest thing. I thought
that's exactly what I wanted to.
That's what really made Cena a better wrestler. And you don't really have to make him a better wrestler, but it made him enjoyable for once.
So Cena did get the win.
Yes.
It was a decent match.
Decent match.
Now after the match, Seth's all beat up. He starts to walk away. He's leaving. He's not even staying for the main event.
And he takes an AA.
On the floor.
On the floor. Then Sting comes up.
We have our match. Sting and Seth are going at it for the world title. And it's an okay match, but somehow Seth gets a health bar somehow, and he's back to life.
It's like you put another quarter in the arcade machine.
Exactly, that's kind of.
And all of a sudden it was just like whoop! It just come right back to life. It was so weird.
And not only that, he kind of has the upper hand on Sting the majority of the match. He puts him through the table. Now, we'll talk about. Initially, I had thought. This was their booking is we're making Seth look strong. He can go through 2 matches because I'm thinking, okay, well obviously Sheamus is coming out after this, right? They're going to do the 3 title matches and Seth's an unstoppable monster. And I'm like, why are they making Sting look so weak? Well, as we know now, Sting actually might have got legit injured,
career ending, which I think a lot of people say it was the turnbuckle powerbomb, but I think if you look back at it. When his head hit the monitor, I think that might have keyed it right there.
That's what I was thinking too. So the match goes to the net. Seth retains the title,
which was good.
Yeah, nothing spectacular though. No spectacular ending. He just kind of wins, which kind of adds to the Sting being legit injured. Then Sheamus comes. You think you're getting the 3rd match? The fans are actually into it, and then all of a sudden.
Kick. And he's getting ready to start the match, and all of a sudden, the big red retard has to come down.
Looking chubby as ever.
Yeah, he looks bad.
If you had to bring back a monster Kane, I know we harp on it too much, seeing the original Kane, and we also at the same breath kind of get sick of seeing old people, but if you're going to do one last good run with Kane, why not have the original version of Kane?
Not Velociraptor.
Exactly.
Honestly.
The dickhead demon, I don't like it. Really horrible ending, I thought. The announcers were trying to hype him up as the demon is back.
The demon.
And the crowd wasn't booing, they weren't cheering, you heard crickets. Just a bad way to end it. I would have rather seen the Sheamus. Even if Sheamus lost, if Seth somehow pulled up and won his 3rd straight match, it would have helped Seth's career immensely, especially with all the talk and being a weak champion. So that was kind of a lackluster ending. Decent pay-per-view.
So I'll ask you then, out of the 2 pay-per-views, the one Friday and the one Sunday, which one would you rate better? Which one did you like better out of the 2?
Who won the weekend? I am going to say Night of the Champions won the weekend.
I would definitely say 2, because some of the matches on Ring of Honor, like I said, put me to sleep, but I didn't like their time at 9 o'clock. Maybe I'm becoming an old bastard.
Yeah,
but
I felt the same way, to be
I
honest.
I couldn't do it.
We started a little late. You know, we started on a little bit of a delay, but it was probably like a half hour.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The slow matches,
It just didn't do it for me. Even the pre-show match for Night of Champions,
was
at
better
least it
than,
had good spots.
Yeah.
And like it keeps you entertained for that amount of time. You know what I mean?
The worst match on the Night of Champions card was better than 2 matches on the Ring of Honor card, and for that, it kind of gave them the nudge. Especially seeing that the last Ring of Honor pay-per-view was incredible. Like, every match was good.
Yeah.
So
that might have something to do with the fans, though, too.
It could have
We
been.
always say that.
That Texas crowd wasn't as into it as the New York crowd was.
Yeah.
So, either way, I'm giving it to Night of Champions.
Me too. And I'm not just trying to be, you know,
No,
a big WWE fan, because if
usually
the show
we'll knock
sucks,
on it.
we'll knock
We're
on
not
it.
afraid to knock it. All right, well, that's our opinions. What is your opinions? Let us know down below, and we'll be back. We're going to talk about Raw, and we'll see you then. Take care.